Good
Welcome.
morning.
Good morning. Welcome to True Blue Politics Daily Podcast. That's what we're calling it, right?
That's
Daily,
it.
daily podcast.
You got it.
And today is April 20.
8th,
Thank you. I knew it was,
20 year
I
of
knew
our
it was
Lord,
the year of our Lord, April 28th,
2026.
2026. And we are
You got
still
it.
we are still here
For now.
for now, but things are falling apart
So,
quickly.
Anita, you got a hold of me and you were pretty pissed off
I
about
was pretty
something.
pissed off. I was sorry, Karen. Sorry
That's
about that.
okay. No, I mean I think it's what we need to do. We need to vent. We need to yeah, how are we going to get through this without
Mm-mm.
getting pissed?
Without losing our minds. Let me
Yeah.
just say, okay, when I started seeing it, first of all, yesterday, Melania put out a statement, and you can read that just in just a second, but she put out a statement whining about a segment Kimmel had done like 3 or 4 days ago. Remember, he
And
had
this
his
is
own
Jimmy
little
Kimmel.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel.
Hmm.
He did his own little White House Correspondents' Dinner thing monologue, and he made a joke, and the joke was, and we didn't include, I didn't send you that, but the joke was, oh, Melania, you look beautiful. He pretended everybody was there, right? They took some,
Hmm.
the clips from some other videos, and you look beautiful in that expectant widow glow.
Mm.
You have that expect, but he was obviously at that time he was talking about the age difference and how bad he looks. Okay, his health is not
Yes.
about him, this wasn't even an attempted assassin. This was a security breach. And I
Thank
cannot
you.
say this enough because during the Obama administration, we had 15 security breaches. Somebody
Hmm.
shot into the White House. Somebody got into the White House with a knife.
Hmm.
Do you remember
Hmm.
that?
I
Jumped the
do.
fence.
I do,
Yeah.
but you know what? It it was so low key, like it wasn't in the media for days and days and days.
No, because the media was there, and that's the difference. And also because these guys are going to, this is what Timothy Snyder has warned about. It's some, even if, now, whether it's a fake situation or not, whether a fake terrorist attack, fake assassination attempt is not the point. That doesn't matter. It's
Hmm.
how they react and
Yes,
how they use it. Okay. Because they're going to use it. Why do you think they were all smiling about it? They're smiling
exactly.
about it because guess what? They get to start talking, playing the victim. They
Right.
get to change the subject. Now they're a victim. Oh, poor, another assassination attempt. Instead of having to talk about Iran, instead of
Hmm.
having to talk about the terrible economy, all
Instead of
these other
talking about Epstein.
Epstein, now, he can play the victim, right?
Hmm.
And of
Yep.
course, the media plays right into it because they're like, oh, don't you think, you should change that rhetoric? Don't you think you should tone it down? I heard them ask
Tisk tisk.
yeah, Jamie Raskin, and I
Jamie
heard him ask
Raskin.
Jeffries the same thing, and Keem Jeffries was having none of it,
Right.
none of it, and that's what we have to do. Fuck them. This is bullshit. The things that he calls people all the time, the way he attacks
Yep.
people, the
Yep.
way he celebrates people's deaths.
Hmm.
Are you kidding me? Violent deaths, like Rob Reiner. Okay,
Yes.
a murder.
Yep.
And hogtied, putting out posters, uh, you know, it wasn't a video. It was just a post that he retweeted with Joe Biden hogtied in the back of a truck.
That's right.
And he called
That was during President Biden's
during.
actual term.
And did we hear anything? Really,
What about the
Biden?
respect? Wait, what respect for the office,
Well,
Anita?
they don't have any respect for the office. They never
Where's
have had any
that?
respect for the
Yeah.
office. And you know what? Biden didn't whine about it,
No, sure didn't.
and neither did Obama. They didn't
Nope.
whine like little bitches about it, make a big deal about it all, And these guys, because you know what? They have nothing else.
Hmm.
Biden could talk about the things that he achieved, and he cared, and things that we care about. Like he was trying to get inflation down. He was working on the economy. He
That's
was
right.
working on jobs and all these other things and bringing manufacturing back.
And who wasn't a part of that process and trying to get this,
The
get
Republicans, of course.
yes.
The Republicans have all, and then they like to, which is so, oh my God, this is another reason that pisses me off so much because not only were they not, did they, fight everything that Biden was trying to do.
Right.
and oppose it, then they try to take credit for
Right.
the things that were happening, the good things, the infrastructure bill,
Yeah,
the
things that they voted
Chips and
against.
Science Act.
Look what
Yeah, the
I
thing.
brought you. Look what I brought you, constituents,
Yeah,
and banking on the fact that their constituents are so
stupid.
preoccupied and stupid,
Yep.
you know.
Well, and it's a lot of times it's hard to keep up with all this stuff.
And that's what I mean. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
legitimately, there are people that are working 2 to 3 jobs that don't have the time
Mm-mm.
to, tune in. And then, of course,
No, this
they're
came through the
sold.
infrastructure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're sold the
Inflation
bag of
Reduction Act.
goods.
This is,
Right.
yeah, this is through the Inflation Reduction Act. They don't think about that.
No, they don't. They don't. And then, so then when they're lazy Republican who is fighting and opposing every single thing, obstructing every single piece of legislation and policy that actually would help them get their lives back on track, then they go and they say, "Oh, look at what I made. Look what I did."
I know.
And they had zero to do with it.
Well, they don't do anything. They don't
No.
do anything for the benefit of the American people. They shove that big fat tax cut for the wealthy every time they come in office. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Then they throw us, the middle class, a bone. We get a
Yep.
little pittance, right?
Yeah,
And
and
those
people
are
go,
even,
"Oh, well, I got 42 extra
yeah,
dollars in my paycheck."
and it's not
Yeah, that
even
goes
permanent.
away in two
Yeah,
years,
yeah,
dummy.
it's not even permanent sundowns, but the ones for the corporations and the very wealthy,
Right.
those are good forever.
They
It's
don't go away.
no, well, not the corporate tax cuts; those are
No,
forever.
they're forever.
Yeah. So I mean,
But it is as long as you have your 43 extra dollars in your paycheck,
well,
which,
see, that's the thing. And Tim Snyder talks about this, and I've been listening to these psychologists and everything, these people that are experts on cult behavior and the
hmm,
people that basically are MAGA now.
right.
But they have voted the people that vote Republican really, and the way their brain works and the fear, what is that part of the brain that I can't, I always never can pronounce it.
Your lizard brain,
No, no, no,
the
part of the
hippocampus,
no, not the
the,
amygdala or something.
oh, yeah.
And it's so much larger. That's the thing where it's transfers, where you get your where you have fear that comes from your brain.
Oh,
Okay,
that's,
it
yeah,
transmits fear,
yeah. So you're
and
Republican
so
brain.
Republicans, and this is true.
Hmm.
It's science. I know they don't believe in science, so they don't know
No,
anything about this.
what's
But
that?
it's actually larger in Republican brains. So when they hear these things about, see, Republicans know exactly how to get them to vote for them because they
Hmm.
appeal to that. And Fox News does this, oh my God, in spades. They just
Hmm.
show brown people running across the border over and over again, and they feel like it's a direct threat to them. Like those people are
Hmm.
going to come barging through their door and kill them anytime now. They get the same kind of thing that normal people would get, if they confront, if they encountered a bear in the wild.
Right.
Okay,
It's that fight or flight
fight or
response.
flight response. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a number of different things, and also because their identity, they wrap up their identity with Donald Trump or and
Hmm.
whoever,
It
and
gets
so
me.
yeah, well, whoever, because they're authoritarian, so they're always
Hmm.
trying to look for a authoritarian leader, right?
Hmm.
And whether it was George Bush or Ronald Reagan, and now Donald Trump,
Hmm.
right?
But
And
let's get back to what you're really angry about.
I'm really angry about this whole thing with
Sh-
Melania because
Should I
she's a
read?
whiny.
Do you want me to read the tweet?
Yes, please do. No, no, no. First, read the statement that she released,
It,
which is okay. Let me just
well,
preface
it's
this.
this is the tweet that I'm looking
Okay,
at.
okay. It's a tweet, but it has the statement from her
Yeah.
office. And let me just say this real quick. She does not write anything. She uses Chat GPT for everything. She can't. She remember she plagiarized Michelle Obama. She cannot write. She cannot read in English very well. I don't think. So she has to use Chat GPT, and you can tell this is not her.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. So
But
this is from,
it's her
yes,
attitude. She's
thank,
whiny.
of
Yeah,
course. She's a
yeah.
victim.
She's always they're always victims.
Yep. So this is breaking news. Melania Trump is very upset that Jimmy Kimmel made jokes about her. This is from First Lady Melania Trump
Yeah.
at FLOTUS. Kimmel's
First
hateful
stink.
Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family isn't comedy. His words are corrosive. Okay, yeah, tell me she wrote that.
She can't. She didn't write
No.
that.
His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. People like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread
You're pronouncing
the
it too well.
hate.
She
Oh,
wouldn't
sorry.
pronounce anything that well.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do better. A coward Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough.
You sound from India. You have an Indian
It is,
accent.
oh, do I? Okay. It is time. You know what? I'm gonna
I know
start
you're
like
good at accents.
it is time for ABC to take a stand. And how many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior
Now
at the
she's
expense of our community? There.
now you're
Now I'm a
now
leprechaun.
Melania's Irish.
Now I'm a leprechaun. Um,
Well, the point is, she didn't write that anyway, okay?
she didn't.
She doesn't know what any of it means. She thinks trivial is tribal.
Yeah. Yes.
I
And
mean,
now she's okay. So, but here, so now, of course, she's going after ABC and Kimmel.
yes, she's going after them. She's insisting that he be fired. Once
Hmm.
again, we're going to battle again, and nobody should let up. We can never let up with Donald Trump because he is
No.
indefatigable. He will continue to come back and try again and again and again. He just cannot accept no for an answer. He doesn't believe he's a rapist. Okay?
Hmm.
He doesn't
Hmm.
believe in consent.
No, he
Well,
does not.
you tell him no, and he's like, he doesn't hear it. Well, what do you mean no? I get what I want.
Yep.
And
Nobody's going to
she,
tell me no.
yeah, and she's also a sociopath. She's a narcissistic sociopath too.
Yes.
Everything is about her. I've told the story, and I don't know if y'all remember, but in like 2018 or somewhere around there, at the State of the Union, when she started her stupid anti-bullying campaign, which
Be
was
best.
yeah, which was dumb. It was dumb anyway because her husband is Donald Trump. But she came to the State of the Union and she brought this little boy as
It's a
to
prop.
as a guest to
It's a
show,
prop.
yeah, as a prop to show, oh look, this poor little boy, he's being bullied. And the reason why he said he was being bullied was because his name was Trump. That's the only way that she cared about. He was being bullied because his name was Trump. See, she's a
They're
victim.
perpetual victims.
Yes, and she's never cared about anybody but herself.
No.
Have you ever heard her come out
No.
and
Well,
actually care?
and that's no, I've never heard. And sorry, I just want to say, because what it reminds me of, it's like them running around whining and complaining about quote unquote cancel culture. And
Oh
we
my,
talk about this all the time. If you're an artist, if you're a celebrity, if you're a singer, if you're an actor, whatever, and you come out and you say shitty things and you show yourself to be a horrible, hateful person, you're not being canceled when people decide to not buy your shit. Okay,
no,
that's the
that's the free
free
market
market that they say that
that
they
they say they
love
support,
so
which they
much,
don't.
which
Once
they
again,
don't. It's
nothing.
all a
Everything is
lie.
bullshit. Everything
Hmm.
is bullshit when it comes to Republicans. They don't believe in
Yes.
any of it. They never
No.
believed in national security. They don't believe in strong military. Look at our military. Pete Hegseth
No.
is running our military.
We're not the snowflakes. They're the
They are the
snowflakes. They're
snowflakes. Yeah.
constantly the
Oh, they're
victim,
the
playing the
worst.
victim.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Anyway,
did you want me to play? So, Aaron Rupar tweeted this interview on Newsmax with Melania Trump's senior advisor, Mark Beckman.
her
Uh,
little mouthpiece now, who's a little, I mean, he's just like a little fucking chihuahua or something, like one of those, those little dogs that
mhm.
bark. Rah, 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 rah.
Yep. Yippy dogs. Which, they're cute, but
Yeah, they're
okay,
cute,
so yeah,
but
but
not when they're,
no.
yeah.
Okay, so this is a tweet. Kimmel needs to go. It's time that ABC stands up and terminates his employment. This isn't a freedom of speech issue. This issue is purely commercial in nature. He enters the homes of Americans every night. 50% of them don't agree with his perspective, but yet ABC stands behind him. So I'm going to go ahead and play this
Oh,
clip.
wait. Let me just say something.
Hmm.
50%, okay? So what? We have to agree with 100% of everything that's on television, or else we have to cancel it? Are you kidding me?
Talk
Turn
about
the fuck.
cancel culture.
Yeah, that's
Seriously.
serious. That is the opposite of freedom of speech. That we're supposed to protect speech we don't like.
That's right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play it and we can talk about it on the other side.
We can't figure out why Kimmel still has a job. What was her reaction when she heard that?
Well,
I think initially the reaction is Kimmel needs to go. It's time that ABC stands up and terminates his employment. And this isn't a freedom of speech issue.
Yes,
The issue is purely
Yes,
commercially
it is.
natured.
yes, it
Why
is.
does ABC and the advertisers want to stand behind Kimmel when over and over again, for such a long time now, he spews this hateful rhetoric, this political divisiveness? It's clear that his intent is not to entertain. He's not funny. He's not a comedian.
Oh, he is.
He
Okay,
enters
okay.
the homes of
Hold on.
Americans every single night. 50% of them don't agree with his perspective, but yet ABC stands behind him.
Yeah.
We can't figure out.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yet
right.
America
Yeah.
stands behind him. And here's the thing. Now we're coming up to May when Stephen Colbert has
Yeah,
been
it's leaving.
canceled.
Yeah, it's been
Literally,
canceled.
the little
But-
whiny bitches in the Trump administration and the
But I want
Trump
to make it
family.
clear
Yeah.
what the First Amendment is and why we protect it. Okay, when the KKK wanted to march, and this was in Illinois, you remember it probably in Skokie. Was it Skokie?
I hate
Which is a very Jewish
Mhm.
community, right?
hmm Yep.
And guess what? The ACLU came out and defended them and protected them, and they were allowed to march. People didn't agree with them,
No,
but that's what the
they
First Amendment does.
protested. We
That's
protested.
right. And
Yep.
protesting is fine.
Yep.
But they have everybody. We have to protect our speech is not protected if people's speech that we don't agree with isn't protected.
That's right. See here, and here's the thing. It wasn't the government shutting them down in protesting them and stopping them from getting out and saying what they want to say.
Yeah.
It is it was a group of citizens that took issue with the fact that they were there and wanted to show that we're not down with this, that you are not welcome.
But the government cannot come out and limit your freedom of speech or ban them. Can't say, oh no, you can't be out here. You can't, use your freedom of speech. You can't, because we have to protect the speech, even hate speech in this country, even in hate speech. As a matter of fact, the right wing hates the fact that they're always complaining about the fact that, like in the UK and in some countries, you can't say certain things because of, like in Germany now, you can't say things like you can't have a swastika, or you can't, Heil Hitler or whatever. You can't do that. And they also limit, I think it's in France too, some of the hate speech against like Jews and stuff like that, because anti-Semitism was such a problem in Europe.
Yep.
And so
like
right,
Belarus, right?
Yes,
Belarus, like where Stephen Miller is from. Can I read this?
Yes, and so
tweet?
Of course Stephen Miller. This is what Stephen Miller said during the Biden administration about free speech.
So this is dated April 15th, 2022. If the idea of free speech enrages you, the cornerstone of democratic self-government, then I regret to inform you that you are a fascist.
Wow, Stephen Miller got something right.
Yeah.
They are fascists.
They're fascists.
And Biden never came after anybody. Speech.
That's right. Well, see, and again, let's look at it from, when we speak about people deciding not to purchase, buy a product, a persona, because they are hateful, and they say, I'm not going to buy your product anymore. Okay, that is the citizens, just like when the Nazis were marching in Skokie. It is the citizens pushing back against it, right? Now, the difference here is that this is the government doing it, attacking and going after with all of the power of the government agencies, going after these networks to pressure them, threaten them, to silence people like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel.
That's how you know the right has never really. Remember, they were all about free speech. They were complaining about free speech because the Biden administration had them flag misinformation or about COVID because it was a deadly disease.
That's right.
Okay. And also because his campaign, they actually say this was a violation of free speech because his campaign contacted Twitter and asked them to take down dick pics of Hunter Biden because it was revenge porn and it was against their terms of service.
Right.
And that was his campaign. They weren't even the government.
Right.
So I mean, there's a big difference. You're right. You have to make it. We have to
Make it
understand.
clear because we know that our right wing friends and family or whatever, and people that we run into that bring that up, be ready. Be ready to point out the differences
And
because they're going to try and conflate it all. They already do.
even when the Dixie Chicks were in
That's
London and they said something about George W. Bush, they were ashamed that he was from being from the same state, Texas, as he was. And remember, everybody boycotted them. George Bush didn't ban them
no.
because you know what? He respected the First Amendment. I mean, he did a lot of bad
Right.
things.
People, right. Let me just say, though, with the chicks, what happened was, not only did the country music industry completely turn on them, but
Mm,
they were also receiving death threats.
I know, but I'm just,
Right. No, no, no,
and
no,
I
no. I
understand
just
that.
want to point that out. I know you know that. I just
Yeah,
want to point it out,
I know, because you have a soft spot for them. I know, and me
Well,
too. And
yeah,
and
no, I mean, nobody should be, and this is the thing, this idea that like we're the ones that like are canceling people and they're getting death threats. And, like Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to say that
oh,
she
please.
was receiving all these death threats, before now she's actually
Now
receiving
she's
death
actually
threats
now she knows what an
from the
actual death
right.
threat from the right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember, what was it? Not Rashida. What was her name? Hold on, Elon Omar.
Ilhan
Elon
Omar.
Omar. Yeah,
Hmm.
played tapes of it. I mean,
Hmm.
these people get real
Yes,
death threats.
AOC.
AOC.
I mean, look at the political violence that happened, with Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, with a hammer.
Mm.
And who was celebrating that?
Well,
Who
the
was
right,
joking around
yeah,
about it?
Donald Trump was.
That's right. And now, I'm sorry, we're the one. So Jamie Raskin Democrats need to tone down the rhetoric, the
Let me
violent
clear.
rhetoric.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Because what happened was the media, somebody from the, no, it was Dana Bash asked Jamie Raskin, don't you think you need to tone it down a little bit though? And I didn't hear what he said, but I
Hmm.
did hear when somebody asked Hakeem Jeffries that, don't you think you need to tone it down though? And he just wasn't having it. He went off on all the things, and they need to clean up their own house first before they start
Yes,
complaining about us.
that's right.
And
That's
he brought up January 6th and all the other things that they do and how he pardoned those people and those, I
hmm
mean, violent people
violent people that have gone on to commit
commit other
crimes.
crimes. Yeah.
Other violent crimes and crimes against children too.
That's right. So anyway,
So,
I'm very upset about this. I hope I'm hoping we alert enough people, or that people still, boycott. If Disney actually caves,
yeah,
we
be
need
ready,
to be
everybody.
ready to boycott Disney, Hulu, ESPN. Is it Paramount Plus? Paramount
Oh,
Plus, right?
I mean, do it all. Let's
That's
do it
what I mean.
all.
All of it. Just
Hmm.
get rid of all of it.
Hmm.
And I mean, last time I did, and I'll do it again. And I hope everybody else
Absolutely.
will still stand strong against
Well,
this
yeah, and I
because
hope that but I hope these corporations understand and have already seen. They've already seen what happens when they do this stuff with Kimmel. I unfortunately, Stephen Colbert was kind of the test case, right? Right. And
yeah,
because
well,
that
they had,
happened, then they felt that they could do the same thing to Kimmel. And and the public spoke, and the consumers spoke. So hopefully that
well,
that is going to be the situation,
they
again.
also pay, CBS and ABC, remember, paid them for the George Stephanopoulos thing, and CBS for the 60 Minutes
Hmm.
thing. So they don't.
And what does it
The
get
thing
you?
about it doesn't get you anything exactly. That was what I was going to say. With Donald
I
Trump, it
hear
doesn't
you.
get you
I see
anything.
you. I get you.
So I mean, we just have to
You
be
complete me.
vigilant. Okay, thank you, Karen. You complete me too. We have to be vigilant.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I think you should play that thing by Timothy Snyder, because it kind of wraps it. It gives you an understanding of what these people are, where they're coming from. This is a concerted effort by a international right wing network.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this, and then we're going to wrap, okay, for today.
What are you going to play?
The Timothy Snyder thing.
Oh, play the Timothy Snyder thing. Thank you.
Okay. This is an interview with Katie Couric, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that you talked about this network. You describe Hungary as the center of a far-right international network that Orban built up in the last decade. I'm curious, Who are the countries? Who's a part of this network?
I love this question because we're America, and so we think we're everything. And if we're not everything, or at least at the center of everything, but when it comes to the international far right, that's just not true. MAGA or the Trump movement have always been, from the very beginning, part of an international far right network. Putin and his people scouted Trump for talent long before we were aware that he might be something. And they were on his side from the very beginning, and they're still on his side.
They meaning
They meaning the Kremlin. And it's very hard for us as Americans to care about this. And it's even harder for us to imagine that it matters. But it does. So in the case of Orban, if we hear the Heritage Foundation, we think that sounds like an American right-wing think tank. But the Heritage Foundation was funded by Hungary. When we hear CPAC, we think, oh, that's an American far-right political action organization. But how American is it if it's funded by Hungary, which it was? The American far right is much more cosmopolitan, it's much more intellectual than the American center or the American left. And this is key, right? Because in all of these places, Moscow, Budapest, Washington, the game is the same. You try to get people to think that you couldn't possibly be part of a cosmopolitan international network of oligarchs because you wave the flag too much. So it just can't be true. But then the moment comes when the facade breaks, as it did in Hungary, and people recognize, this actually was just a guy who was in an international node, and he was never a patriot. He never cared about the country, right? And so that's something that can happen. And
what
that's
other countries though, Tim?
so Orban was at the center because first he pioneered a kind of authoritarianism where you mostly stay within the law and where you keep having elections, but they become harder and harder for the opposition to win. Second level is the European Union. Because Hungary was inside the European Union, he pioneered the method whereby you take European Union subsidies for a relatively poor country, but you give them to your friends rather than sharing them with the rest of the country. The third level is Russia and the West. Hungary was generally a more acceptable looking partner than Russia. And so Hungary helped to distribute Russian oil money among European right-wing parties, as well as American right-wing institutions.
I know.
Yeah, I find that it's so upsetting, it's so disturbing. But this is, how they always talk about globalists, and I know that that's anti-Semitic slur, really. But the real globalist, in the true sense of the word globalist,
Mm-hmm.
are MAGA, are the Republicans. They elected the biggest globalist there is.
Right.
And Elon Musk and these guys, Peter
Mm-hmm.
Thiel,
Mm-hmm.
they're not even Native Americans. They always talk about that, right? How
Yeah,
important
they're not US
and they don't
born.
have, yeah, if
Mhm.
you want to look for people that are not Native Americans, that are not,
And we are not talking indigenous people.
no, we're not talking
Right.
about that. No, we're not talking about
Yes.
that, but that are, hurting our country.
Yes. They're outsiders that are coming in to destroy
Hmm.
our democracy
Yeah,
and undermine
absolutely.
due process and our Constitution.
Yep. And this is what they're doing. And when this whole attack on our free speech, this is
Hmm.
this is
And it's a
huge.
not, it's becoming a not, it started out like a quiet coup, and now it's becoming a louder, coup that is
Well,
kind of unavoidable. We have to pay attention. People need to get shaken out of their day to day and really start paying attention to this because this is happening.
I
Whether
like the way, go ahead.
go, no, 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 go ahead.
I like the way he explained how, how they say, well, you know what? We're having elections. How can this be a dictator? And he explains it. I forget, he called it something competitive autocracy, meaning there are elections. But they make it so hard. It's such an uphill climb
Mm-hmm.
for the opposition
Mm-hmm.
to win. And that's why it's so remarkable what happened in Hungary. And that's why it was such a blow to the right, because they were at the center of it. Hungary was the example, their mentor, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's important that he talks a lot, and we should play more of Timothy Snyder, because he talks a lot about how we need to fight this and how we can win.
Yeah.
And he's very positive about it. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
so as
Well, I think that we do have a couple of really good voices, and two that just immediately come to mind is Timothy Snyder and then Heather Cox
yeah,
Richardson.
absolutely. I think the
Yeah,
Democrats need to be talking to them
absolutely.
about strategy.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being with us on our
Thank you guys.
daily. Please, please, please go like and subscribe. Subscribe to our Patreon. Go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am posting
Smash that
these.
button.
Smash that
Smash that
button.
button.
Come on. And I am going to be posting these as well on Resistance Journal, which is my Substack. So sharing them there. We're gonna as this progresses, we're gonna make some changes, trying to figure out how to live stream onto Substack, and then it automatically, you can have it automatically post to YouTube. So we're gonna figure it out, and hopefully
We'll
um
figure it out.
yeah, not so far
Karen
down
will
the
figure it
line.
out.
Yes. Not so far with some help. It's not so far down the line. Hopefully we'll be doing some live streams so people can hop on and join chat and
Yeah,
ask
chat would be
questions and
great.
things like
Yeah.
that. So
Hmm.
yeah, but anyway, thanks for being here with us, and I'm gonna play us out with this Lego track.
Yay.
Yay. Oops, hold on. It's not playing.
Is it the newest one? I think I sent you the newest one. Not playing? If you can't get to the play, try the other one.
Hold on. I just had a coughing fit. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. I have to
Yeah.
share this. Hold on.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You don't sound okay.
I'm all right. It's one of those things.
It's a Lego.
I'm
They make you
verklempt.
cry.
They do. Okay, hold on a second. Let me back it up.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Donnie? You surrounded yourself with pedophiles and told them don't rat each other out. Great strategy, champ. Let's go. Donnie liar, pedo circle, don't you cry. Donnie liar, Epstein's ghost still in the sky. Donnie liar, Bibi's puppet can't deny. Donnie liar, watch your whole empire fry. Yeah. You filled your team with sex offenders, thought they keep the secret tight. Told them snitches get the stitches, keep the skeletons out the light. But the files keep on dropping, Donnie, 5,000 times your name. Every redacted paragraph just fans the dying flame. Maxwell's in the federal prison, Epstein's dead but still talks, and your name pops up on every flight log, every midnight walk. You thought the brotherhood of perverts would protect your precious skin. Now the whole world knows you swam in the same filthy bin. Oops. Donnie liar, pedo circle, don't you cry. Donnie liar, Epstein's ghost still in the sky. Donnie liar, Bibi's puppet can't deny. Donnie liar, watch your whole empire fry. Bibi told you jump you ass how high before you hit the floor. He sent you to the straight to steal some more. You came back wanting more. Kushner got his Saudi billions. Wyckoff got his Qatar gold. While your voters paid for '09 for gas. That's the story, hot and cold. 16 ships in the region, not a single one inside the Gulf. You promised total blockade, Donnie ended up a scared little wolf. Iran's missiles got your navy running, hiding like a mouse. While you're tweeting I'm a lion from your golden tower house. You remember April 25th, Donnie? When you tripped on stage and 2 agents had to drag you out? Then you woke up and wrote, I fought like a lion? Bro, the only thing you fought was gravity, and gravity won by knockout. Hilton ballroom, black tide in the cameras everywhere. Shots rang out, you hit the deck, your Secret Service pulled your hair. Video went viral, 11 million views in half a day. You look like a lost old grandpa, that's what the comments say. But you got on Truth Social, type was shaking hands that night. I fought back like a lion, folks. I'm still full of fight. Lying, lying, lions don't trip on stage and cry for my mistake. The only roar you made that night was when you never mind, forget it. Donnie liar, pedal circle, don't you cry. Donnie liar, Epstein's ghost still in the sky. Donnie liar, Bibi's puppet can't deny. Donnie liar, watch your whole empire fry. Yeah, that's more like it. You're not a lion, Donnie. You're not a liar. You're just a lonely.
And
They're
enjoy.
funny. They're
and
funny. Those are
have-
funny.
Everybody have a great day.
Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.